Hey friends, thank you so much for being here with me today. My name is Stephanie. My channel is called Steph's Stuff. We have had a lot of new followers come on board within the last couple of weeks. Thank you all so much. But because of that, I wanted to just kind of take a minute, say hey, introduce myself kind of more formally, and to just tell you a little bit about what you can expect on this channel. So with this channel, the name Steph Stuff is super appropriate because you never know what we're going to be into. I've got a lot of gardening. We have the green stalks at home. I'm really into food preservation right now. One of my goals last year for 2022 was to not waste so much produce out of the garden. And that's really kind of what started all of this. So trying to learn more about canning, and I've since bought a pressure canner. I've pressure canned a ton of stuff. You guys have been with me for some of it. Some of it I've done before the channel started. So anyway, it's just a good way for me to share this information. I know sometimes I would put something out on Instagram like, hey, I just did this, and people would want to know how I did it. So I thought, I don't know, why not do this on YouTube where I can share it with a lot of people? So again, it means so much to me that you're taking time out of your busy days because I know we all have a ton going on. I don't have any children. I have dogs, but I don't have any children, and I know how busy I am. So for those of you that have kids, that have families that you're trying to manage, and you're still finding time to get in here and kick it on YouTube, kudos to you guys. Thank you so much. It is not all about food preservation. It's not all about gardening. Sometimes I've been to the Dollar Tree and gotten some good stuff I want to share with you guys. As I travel, I usually travel a little bit more than I have been this year, but it just hasn't worked out. I do have a big trip coming up in October. I'm going to go to Disney. I've talked about that a little bit before. I'm going to meet a friend that lives down in Florida. We're going to go to Disney, and my little buddy that I'm staying with right now, he's talking over in the corner. But anyway, so we're going to start getting ready for Disney. I will also show you guys some travel hacks that I've picked up along the way, or packing things that I've learned to take with me on trips that I think make things a little bit easier, and none of it's super expensive, none of it's super fancy. It's just things that make life a little bit easier, and little tips that I've picked up here and there that I'll share with you guys as the time comes. Right now I'm staying with some friends, or for some friends. They're out of town. I've got their dog over here who's just telling me how mistreated he is. And I can tell you why. It's because I have Chinese food sitting over here and he can smell it. He's very put out with me that I haven't shared Chinese with him. I'll get to that in a minute because I was going to show you guys what I got for dinner. But anyway, that's why it's called Steph Stuff, because it's real random and things get off track in my brain, and therefore they get off track here with you guys. For the video for this weekend, I don't know if I'm going to start it tonight. Tonight's Friday night. I don't know if I'm going to start it tonight or if I'm going to start it tomorrow. We'll see how things play out. But anyway, like I was saying, if you're not new here, you know this is not my kitchen. I am at some friend's house. They are people that I've known for more than half my life at this point. They're kind of that found family, people that you claim as family. And there's nothing I would not do for these people. Actually, their daughter and her husband I used to babysit their kids. And the kids are grown. It's crazy. I still can't wrap my mind around it. But anyway, their daughter and her husband were traveling through, and they actually stopped last night when I was here. So I got to see her and visit with her husband, and we just sat around talking. And there's nothing better. It just does my heart so much good anytime I get to visit with these kids. I love them so much. But anyway, so when I asked if they would mind if I filmed here, they said no. So thank you to them for letting us use their bomb kitchen. We're going to make some bread this weekend. I've never made this recipe. It's going to be new for us. This is a no-knead recipe. This is Frugal Fit Mom's recipe, and I'll link her video down below on making it. She does it a lot, especially on a lot of her budget grocery videos, and I'll talk about that more when we're making the videos. But anyway, I went to Target today, and I thought I'd show you guys a couple of things that I picked up at Target. The first thing was this shirt right here, because I had on a different pink shirt. And when I was at work today, I looked down and I noticed like a little hole in the bottom of it, like, you know, just a little wear hole, not a big deal. And I was like, oh, I need to reallocate this shirt to the junk pile. And that can be an outside shirt, whatever. Now that I'm videoing a lot of stuff, I can't wear my junky old clothes though. So I have to watch that. Anyway, so I had a little bit of extra time on lunch today, so I got food from a drive-thru, spilled that all down my shirt. I had on a little cardigan and my work badge, and I was trying to like walk through Target and cover it up. It was silly. So I bought this shirt. Let me show you guys what else I got, and yeah, see if any of it's any good. These t-shirts were only $6 though. $6 for these nice t-shirts. And then I got this green V-neck. I thought this one was super cute. Again, it was just $6. And I used my Target Red card, so I got another 5% off of that. And I needed a couple new t-shirts. You guys are probably tired of seeing me kick it around in the ones that I had on. My favorite face wipes come from Target. They're a dupe of the Neutrogena, I think lavender. These are makeup remover cleansing towelettes, evening calm. Oh, y'all, they had garden stuff, outside stuff on clearance. So the first thing that I got was this Afterbite. This was on clearance. Cover up my face. I don't know if it's focusing. Anyway, this is on clearance for $2.24. It was $4.49. Everything I think was half off. But I got some Afterbite. I'm very prone to bug bites. If you're one of those people that bugs just don't bite you, like, what's it like? What's it like? I went outside the other night to just walk around the garden real quick, and I had on some janky old flannel pants. A bug crawled up the leg, bit me all the way up my leg, and I'm still scratching, so I was glad to grab that Afterbite. The other thing, I think I'll just grab this whole bag. The other thing that they had on sale was this Cutter Skinsations. This does have DEET in it, and it repels mosquitoes. This thing was only $1.25. It was regular $4.19. It was only $1.25. So y'all know what I did. I bought two. If you're new here, it's what I do. I buy two of things. Got some gum. No big deal. But I was super stoked to find this for $1.25, and it's good for sensitive skin, which I definitely have. Also, you guys can see it in my glasses. I upgraded, and I have a ring light on today. I got that a couple weeks ago. This is not a huge haul. I was just at Target on lunch, so it's not like I was in there for hours really spending money. But I got this flower pot. This is a good size flower pot, and it's got the watering tray there. This one was regular $8. Sorry, was it $8? It's really small. I'm so sorry. I can see up close without my glasses. That's why I take them off sometimes, because I can see up close without them. Maybe it was just $3. I bet it was $3 because it was $1.50 now. So it's 50% off. And I got this one. I just hit some glasses. It's all fine. I got, how did this get dog hair on it? It's been in my car. I don't know how. It's not like I have 17 dogs at home or anything. I got this long planter box. This says it's a window box. This one was regular $8. It was on sale for $4. And I got this because I have a Christmas cactus that I'm kind of thinking about putting in here. It's in a smaller one, maybe about like this. And it definitely is in need of some new dirt and a little refreshing. So I might put it in here. I might not. I might have just bought a $4 flower pot. Who knows? That's really all I picked up. I got some gift cards. I got my Disney gift cards. I got a Cracker Barrel gift card for an anniversary party I need to go to coming up. Gift cards. Let me tell y'all this, and then I'll shut my mouth. With the Target Red card, it's not a credit card. It is linked to my checking account, and you save 5% on everything that you buy. That includes gift cards. So when I'm stocking up on, if I'm buying a $25, $50, $100 gift card for my Disney trip that I have coming up, and I just need to sock that away for later, I can pick those up, save 5% on them, no matter the denomination. And y'all, that is a better savings than at Sam's Club. I did the math on it because I really just didn't think that they were going to beat Sam's prices, but they were a better value using the 5% off at Target with your red card than they were at Sam's. So if saving money is the name of the game for you, then, and you're comfortable shopping at Target, shop at Target, my guys. Buy what you want, spend your money on what you want. I saved money, so I was happy about that. I'll also spin you guys around here and show you what I got for dinner. I got we have a really good Chinese restaurant in town, and I could not make up my mind on what I wanted. So I finally settled on some orange chicken. I got some extra broccoli with it and some veggie lo mein. I got a veggie egg roll. And some crab rangoon. I'll show you guys what it looks like. I'm gonna eat on this for today. It's gonna be breakfast tomorrow. I love leftover Chinese food for breakfast. Oh, it's one of my favorite things. So I'll show you guys my food and then I'm gonna eat. Don't let the size of this container fool you. It looks just like a regular old meal prep size. It is crammed full of food. I will absolutely not be able to eat this all tonight. There's my crab rangoon. Got some sweet and sour sauce for that. Orange chicken, a Diet Coke. So we're in good shape. I'm going to eat some dinner. Good morning. We are back and we are ready to make bread this morning. I didn't do it last night. My allergies have been kind of bugging me, so I didn't quite feel up to it last night, but we're ready to go this morning. This is a 3-ingredient bread recipe that, again, I mentioned last night that I found this from Frugal Fit Mom, and I'll link her video down below. She actually does this in a lot of her videos about budget grocery shopping, or really ways to make your dollar stretch. If you're really in a financial situation where you have to really pinch those pennies to feed your family, this is a great way to have bread and have it really super affordable. I think with her ingredients in her area, she's in Idaho or Idaho. Anyway, I think that she was able to make it for like 42 cents a loaf, which is almost $1 less than what you can buy plain white bread at the grocery store. So what we're going to do is we are going to mix together 3 cups flour, half a teaspoon of active dry yeast. You can't use any other type of yeast for this recipe. It does need to be active, dry. You can buy a big container. You can buy tiny little packets. There's a few different ways that you can do it. So whatever works for you. I think when she was doing her budget meal planning, she actually bought the packets. And you don't even use a whole packet for 1 loaf of bread. So that's really affordable. You need a teaspoon of salt. Now, in Frugal Fit Mom's recipe, I didn't see her specify whether or not it needed to be like regular iodized table salt or whether it needed to be a mineral salt. But I was reading up on another recipe that specifically said it needed to be a mineral salt that was non-iodized. So I got some pink Himalayan salt that we're going to throw in there and some warm water. That's it. That's all we're going to do. We're going to mix this all together, make the dough, just set it to the side. We're going to cover it, let it sit for anywhere from 2 hours to 8 hours, and then we'll start baking. So let me get it set up here so we can get these ingredients in a bowl and get it resting on the counter. I did want to show you guys this packet of yeast. This is, I can't even read it now. Instant yeast. I forgot what kind I had. This is not the type that we need for this recipe, but I just wanted you to see the size of the packet that you can get this in. This, they make it in active dry yeast, and it usually comes in like a slip of 3 packets. But again, this isn't something that you need a lot of, 1 whole packet. You don't even need a whole packet for the recipe. So if you wanted to have these ingredients on hand, you're not having to keep like a pound of yeast, which is what I usually buy. You're not having to store that anywhere. This has just stayed in the cabinet. It's good and sealed. it's not taking up a lot of real estate. You guys, I was sitting here running my mouth showing you all these instructions, and I didn't have the camera on. So what I've got here is I have 3 cups of all-purpose flour. You can use a whole wheat flour. I think you want to use a mix. I don't think you would want to use all whole wheat for this, but that is an option. On Frugal Fit Mom's link that I'm going to link below, she's going to do that too. I also added a half a teaspoon of my active dry yeast and 1 teaspoon of salt and a cup and a half of warm water. All we're going to do is mix this around. With that warm water, you want it to be warm, not hot, not cold. You want to be able to touch it and it feels warm to your hand. And you want to be able to leave your hand in it without burning yourself. You don't want it to be too hot. So this is going to make a really shaggy dough. It's not going to form together like a nice ball. It's going to be sticky, and it's supposed to be sticky. So I'll get this rest of this flour worked in here, and I'll show you what it looks like when we're ready to go. Okay, I think I've got this dough where we want it to be. It is very sticky. I added just a little bit of water because I thought it was too dry, and then I wound up adding in another teaspoon of flour. So I think I should have just left it alone, which is what we're gonna do now. We're gonna leave this dough alone. We're not gonna touch it for a few hours. I'm gonna get that in there. I'm going to wash my hands. We're going to get some saran wrap on this, and we're going to let it set. I'll show you what it looks like with the saran wrap just in case there's any confusion about what plastic wrap on a bowl looks like. All right, friends. I've got just a length of regular old, whatever you want to call it. Cling wrap, cling film, saran wrap, plastic wrap, cellophane. I don't know what all it's called. I'm going to put 2 wraps on here just because this bowl is kind of large. This bowl was handy. It had been in the fridge when I got here, and it had a few bites of watermelon left, so I obviously ate that watermelon. And then I washed this bowl for them because obviously if I'm going to eat your food, I'm not going to leave you a mess. But I'm also going to just use the same bowl because it's handy. So that's it. We're going to leave this alone. You can set this, if you live in a place where it's warmer, maybe you don't use the air conditioning, you shouldn't have to let it set for as long as you will in a place where you've got the air conditioner running. It's a little bit cooler if you make this in the winter months. You just wanted to give it some time and some warmth to rise. You could also probably stick this in a sunny window. We're not going to do that. We're going to let it set, and it is almost 10:15 right now, so we'll wait several hours to come back and look at this. Hopefully we're going to start seeing it rise and see some bubbles in the dough. That means the yeast is working. Cross your fingers. It has been about 5-6 hours since we 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 6 hours, sorry. Since we left our dough, and you can see how much it has increased in size. And you can also see all the bubbles in here. That is going to make for a really light and airy bread. It's not going to be a super dense bread. What we're going to do now is, I have an enamel cast iron. This is what I'm going to be using. I meant to bring mine from home. I forgot it, but the homeowner had one that I can use. So I'm going to get this preheating in the oven, but because I'm going to need parchment paper for this to bake the bread, I'm going to go ahead and get a piece of parchment paper ready to go, because when I bring this out, the oven's going to be preheated to 450 degrees. So when I bring this out of the oven, it's going to be screaming hot, and I don't want to have to try to figure out the right size of parchment paper while it's still going to, burn my skin off. So I'm going to set this to the side. And as far as the consistency for the dough, again, you can see it's really stretchy. It's really fluffy dough. So that's going to be real fun to turn out. Oh, I just got a big whiff of the yeast smell on it. It does smell really good. One other thing, let me bring you guys up here to me. There we go. Okay, so if you don't have one of these Dutch ovens, do not worry. As a matter of fact, when I realized that I didn't bring mine, I'm real close to you guys. Hang on. Let me try to, yeah, slide back just a little bit. When I realized that I didn't have my Dutch oven, and I was like, that's no problem. I'm just going to run to the Dollar Tree, because y'all know how I am. Anyway, I said I was going to just run to the Dollar Tree and grab, well, that doesn't work either. I was going to run to the Dollar Tree, grab a couple cheap bread loaf pans. I didn't do that. They had them. I was at a Dollar Tree last week, maybe earlier this week, I don't remember. And they had them there, but I went to a different one today that was closer to where I am. And of course, they didn't have any. What I found that will work for our demonstration purposes is, if this was your loaf pan, let's say that you had a slightly better one than this. I think this one would absolutely work. I just feel like it's a wee bit small. It's a little bit narrow. So, but an average size loaf pan, you just get a second one to stack on top of there. That's going to trap that steam in and give you a really moist loaf. Raise your hand if you hate that word. If you hate that word, leave me a hands up down in the comments below. But it is going to make a really moist bread for you. Not going to be dry at all. So that's the goal. If you don't have a fancy Dutch oven, don't worry about it. Just use 2 loaf pans. And you can find these at the Dollar Tree. I actually took a picture the other day, and I'll put that in now so that you can see that most of the time they really do have them. And the one that I went to today had every other type of pan. They had pizzas, casserole, dish sizes, cookie sheets, everything, but not the size loaf pans that I was looking for. So anyway, I will put that picture in so you kind of know what to look for. I also found the flour at Dollar Tree, and I found the parchment paper at Dollar Tree. And you guys know I buy my Himalayan salt there. So everything except the yeast can be bought at Dollar Tree if that interests you. Okay, we're going back to this bread dough now. Move all my fancy bakeware out of the way. What we're going to do here is we're just going to flour our surface. This is a really sticky dough, so don't be shy with the flour. If you need to spread it everywhere, spread it everywhere. I'm kind of feeling like maybe I don't have enough down. But all we're going to do now is we are going to pour. I'm glad this dress that I put on is white so that maybe you won't be able to see all of the flour that I just flung all over me. We are just going to roll this right out on our countertop. If you don't have granite countertops, like at home I don't have granite countertops, I would roll this out on like a silicone mat or something that's going to release easily. And I want to get all this goodness out of this bowl. It's such a sticky dough here that you really can get most everything out of here. Okay, let's readjust a little bit. There you go. You can see it's kind of a lump right here. I'm going to put a little bit of flour on my hands. And we don't really have to shape this into a ball. We just want to have it. I'm going to put mine kind of in a round shape. And that's truly all that you have to do. What we're going to do now is turn this bowl over top of it, and we go back to waiting. We're going to wait another 30 minutes while our oven preheats. I'm going to get the Dutch oven in there, And once this oven is preheated, our dough is going to be ready to go in there in the oven to bake. All right. I have let this set for 30 minutes. I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to plop it in this cast iron oven that I have that you can't see, so you'll have to trust me, but I will show you once it's in there. I was going to go ahead and cut this, but you guys can see how I'm going to pick this dough up. It is, again, quite a sticky dough, but where we put that flour down, it does lift out really easily. You can see I've got the bread dough in this cast iron. We are going to add the lid, and that's going to lock that steam in there. We are going to bake this at 450 for 30 minutes. Then we'll take the lid off and bake for another 15 minutes. I had to take this all the way out of the oven to get the lid off, and I'm going to put it back in for another 15 minutes. But look how gorgeous this is. Oh, and the house smells outstanding too. Would you guys look at how beautiful this loaf of bread is? Oh, it's so pretty. It's piping hot, so we can't cut it yet. I need to let it cool for a while. This took no effort though, honestly. And it looks so beautiful. It looks like something that you would find at the bakery. And we made this for cents. We spent so little money on this. It was 3 cups of flour, salt, and yeast. It's crazy how little we spent to make this beautiful loaf of bread. I am tickled to death. We're going to let that cool, and then I'm probably going to have a slice with like some good butter. Oh my goodness, I can't wait. All right, I've got this delicious bread. It looks so good. I cannot wait. I have let this cool for about half an hour. Probably should let it cool a little bit more, but I couldn't wait anymore. So I'm going to go in. I couldn't find a bread knife. Oh, there's a knife block right there in front of me that I just didn't see. So that's okay. I think we're going to be all right. I have this sitting on a dish towel. I don't have it on a cutting board. But, oh yeah, that's what I wanted to see. This is where a bread knife would make this easier. Hang on a sec. If it was a snake, it would have bit me. But yeah, I got a bread knife right here. Okay. What I want you guys to see is, can you see these bubbles in here? Like how light and fluffy that is? And the bottom of it, it's nice and firm, but it's not burnt or anything. Taking that top off and letting it kind of brown up a little bit, that was a really good idea. We're gonna put a little butter on here, and we will taste this together. I had to turn that ring light on because I've been over there watching Queen Charlotte, and I've just been crying my eyes out. With that whole show. I don't know if you guys watch Bridgerton or that series, but this Queen Charlotte is a tearjerker. For a bread that required so little effort, I didn't have to have any special equipment. I didn't have to, oh my gosh, it's so good. I didn't have to get out the stand mixer. I didn't have to dirty up a lot of dishes. This is really, really good. There's nothing better than just fresh bread out of the oven with some butter on it. Oh, I just got a good look at myself in the phone that I'm basically using as a monitor for this camera, and I can tell I've been crying. I don't know if you guys can, but it looks pretty obvious to me. Anyway, I hope you tried this bread, and I hope that you love it. You can get quite a few sandwiches out of this. If you wanted to make it round like this, kind of cut it in half and have small sandwich slices, that would be delicious. You can do it in that traditional loaf pan style and have more regular size bread slices. Whatever works best for you. But I hope you try this. If you've made it this far, leave me a bread emoji down below, because We like bread. We like carbs, and they're delicious. I hope you try this recipe. I hope that you enjoy it, and I hope that you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next video.